morning. Good afternoon. Wow. Can you sit up? What a crowd, man. You got nothing better to do this afternoon, right? Well, I look at the crowd today. It was not really like Singaporeans. Because Singaporeans are supposed to be very cool, right? But today I think it's like you're going to riot, you know. I'm not sure whether tomorrow will be featured on the newspaper. Right, you come from Hong Kong? None of you came from Hong Kong, right? I thought we have immigrants from Hong Kong. Okay, just for the sake of really too crowded today. Right, before I start my sharing for today, I just want to have a show of hands that any one of you that see me for the first time. Not a video, I mean in real person, one piece. First time? Yeah. Can we give all these new friends a warm round of applause again? So how many of you actually came the last time? You know when was the last time? 10th of August, right? Just one day after the Singapore National Day. Right, so the Malaysian friends, our Malaysian partner was asking me, why are you doing on Singapore National Day? So they request for another day. So today is. So that explains why I'm here today. But again, my Malaysian partners complain. They say that, why are you not doing in Malaysia? But the thing is that you realize in today's technology, it doesn't matter where you are, right? So even though today I'm based in Singapore, right, speaking in Singapore, but the fact is that today we are being broadcast in many, many countries. So I know that today online, right, not only in this room that we have a lot of people over here, but I think online that we have a lot of people online in various countries, right, from Malaysia, right, different part of cities, Indonesia, I know, Vietnam, right, or even from Australia, right? I think some of the countries that I do not know, basically because online is borderless, right? So shall we give all round of applause for all these people online? Because I think they deserve more applause, right? Yeah, because I think these people are really not easy. They don't have the opportunity to physically attend the meeting, right? So anyway, for how many Malaysians are here? Malaysians. Wow, so many Malaysians here. Happy Malaysia Day, yeah? Happy Independence Day, Merdeka. Right, Merdeka means what? Independence, right? So today I'm going to share a little bit more about, not just about being independent, but financially independent. I'm not sure why are you here today. Why are you here today? Some say, come and see me. No wonder I checked, the traffic, the causeway traffic from Malaysia to Singapore, it was jammed. Not because of me lah. It's because of public holiday, right? But anyway, I think, I don't know why are you here today. But for me, the usual answer, right? I think for the last couple of times I speak over here, the reason I'm here is because I got nothing better to do this afternoon, right? So I feel a little bit lonely. So that's the reason why that, I called up, some leaders and they say that, why not we share my stories, right, with a lot of our Singaporean friends and a lot of our overseas guests, right, to understand better about this opportunity, right? So just in case, for some of you are totally new and don't know what are you expecting here, probably you will be like, shocked, right? How come so many people? Yeah, right. But anyway, I think that just now the speaker mentioned, the MC mentioned about it. I'm going to share about was actually I was given 1 hour and 45 minutes. So she mentioned about 2 hours. So I have to give you extra time. Right. Anyway, right, I think, I hope my story can help to inspire you, because I was just an ordinary person like many of you here, but I know some of you are extraordinary lah. I mean, I'm very ordinary. I came from Malaysia, right? I don't want to share, how I started. This year, of course, I'm 47 years old, getting old. I started this business when I was 28 years old. I was born in Malaysia. Came to Singapore to study. Then after which I graduated from school. Went into financial planning, insurance industry for about 5 years. And I get to know about this opportunity, right? And for the last 19 years, I've been here until now. And still looking good, right? Yeah, I want to show you some evidence. Because looking good is important, right? I know some of you came here because you heard that you want to make a lot of money, you want to make millions of dollars. But if you make millions of dollars, but if you're not healthy, what's the point, right? The true fact that so many people working so hard make millions of dollars, at the end of the day, you realize that, right, they will spend the millions of dollars away to gain back their health. If you can gain back your health, it's still okay. But unfortunately, you realize that many times, right, we took our health for granted. So I want to show you some evidence over the last 19 years, what happened to me. Right, so it's pretty interesting. I want to summarize this, that this journey was interesting not just because I make money, but interesting because I discovered the best version of myself. Right, so this was some of the proof. Okay, this was when I was like 26 or 27 years old. Yeah, look good, right? So I used to be quite handsome. Okay, anyway, you know, when I was younger, anyway, I'm still young. Huh? When I was younger, people always said I'm matured. So that was evidence that I look really matured for 26 years old. Right, after almost like, after I graduated from NUS, right, my first, I went in insurance. So that was, I think, after 3 or 4 years in insurance. I think pretty stressed. Huh? So this was one of the sharing that I did in one of the training. You know, one of the sharing. So when I look back in these photos, I always try to recall, right? I think, what happened if I do not choose this platform? That means we backtracked 19 years ago, right? And fast forward 19 years, if I stay in the same platform, I think I will be very much older, right? But probably I will still make a lot of money because I'm willing to work very hard. Agree? Right, so but you realize that the choice that we make in life and different platforms give a different type of lifestyle. So over the last 19 years, accidentally, I don't mean to put up as a testimonials, but you know, there are many events that we attended, right? Some of the events are recognition, some are seminars that we attended as a, you know, I casually took some photos. So these photos become extremely precious today when I put them everything together. So there was almost like 22 years, after 2 years I built a business. Look at me, it's like, oh my God, look at this person. Right? So 2009, when we start to introduce our very powerful anti-aging technology, which is H-Lock, right? It started with a lot of our H-Lock R-Square, our TR90, and today our U-Span, and of course our H-Lock Galvanic Spark. Right? With this technology, I think that I have transformed. Sorry, there's no plastic surgery. I never go Korea. Okay? So, you know, it's true fact that over the last 19 years, I'm blessed that I choose to partner with this company. And because the true fact that the wonderful product that I consume, right, I think I've changed. I don't know what the choice of career that you make, right? Definitely you realize that different choice of career will have different kind of lifestyle. Agree? Right, for example, right, there are some people that, you know, like, I'm not trying to tee down or bring down some of the industry. Right? For example, there are some of the multi-millionaires, they are just a very famous hawker. Always long queue, right? We're very good at char kway teow, right? So makes a lot of money. But if you make a lot of money, right, through this kind of career, yeah, you make a lot of money, but you will have lead different kind of lifestyle. Because basically of the choice of your career. Right? So life is not just about money. Agree? Right? So over the years, this is how I transformed. Unfortunately, when I first started New Skin business, right, New Skin started with a skincare product. So that's why the company is called New Skin, right? New Skin stands for nutrition for skin. Some of you attended my class before, huh? So New Skin don't mean giving you a new skin, huh? But basically it's a nutrition for skin. So we started off in 1984 with only skincare products. So when I first started 19 years ago, there's no single health supplement. I know today many of you are here, right? You are most likely our customers. Some of you probably on TR90 program because you want to slim down, right? Want to look good. And some of you probably on this H-Lock Duo. Some of you probably you are on Galvanic Spark, right? Want to look beautiful. But in my olden days, you realize that there's no single health supplement, not even a life pack. So I started off only skincare products. I see a lot of gentlemen today, a lot of men today, right? People will ask, why would men involve in a skincare business? Right? I think for most of the people, you realize you ask a question, especially in those days, only skincare. You know, when I joined the business, they are mainly, most of them are, 80% are female. 80% are female. So, to be honest with you, right, when I first started, when I look at the product, I was a bit fearful. Because I cannot imagine myself selling skincare products, right? Right? If you are a beautiful woman, you look at all in the shopping centers, right? A lot of shopping centers, they actually they get employ a lot of beautiful ladies to market their skincare brand, right? Look at this gentleman trying to sell you skincare product. Will you buy? You run, right? So, but I think the reason why I chose to partner with New Skin, not just because of the product, right? I think product is very important, but it's foundation. But I think the most important thing is I was attracted by the business model, right? Of course, I was attracted by the potential of this industry. And also, I was being educated. I understand that, right? There are two kinds of business are the most profitable, right? The first business is business or products that is dealing with children. Because parents will tend to buy, they can save a lot of money, but they are willing to spend on their children. Agree? But the second group of people, you realize it's easier to do their business. Zabo. Women. Now, because online there are a lot of different versions now. Australian don't understand Zabos. But anyway, women business is easy, right? If you want to try to make money from men, it's very difficult. The money cannot take out one. Wow, very difficult, Many times you realize that the pocket is zip also zip. Right, women, you realize that if anything can help them to become beautiful, slim down, they were willing to spend money. So how I thought when I first started, right? In fact, if you ask me about this entrepreneur journey, right, do I have a lot of obstacles? The biggest obstacle to me is that my challenge is my face. Because I cannot change my face immediately. Right now, Facebook, you can put a beautify, right? But this one, no choice. You have to see the real person. So unfortunately, you realize that when I decided on this journey, because I know that it's a lot of potential, but the challenge is my face. I don't have good complexions. Right? It was still after I started using New Skin product. Right? Because New Skin products stand for all of the good and none of the bad ingredients. But when I first started using the product, after 3 weeks, everything came out. Gosh, that is all of the bad, none of the good. So I want you to put yourself into my shoes, right? If you were me, that someone tell you that how great the product and how great the business, right? You experience the product, after 3 weeks you realize that you have the kind of adverse effect, not the result that you wanted. Will you still continue to build a business? How many of you say yes? Or put up your hand. Any one of you that you will still continue? See, nobody there to put up your hand. I put up. That's why I have $20 million. You see, successful people think very differently. Right? If this company, when I get started, they are already 17 years old. They are in 30 over countries. Right? The products are doing so well in Japan, in Korea, which the demand of quality of this kind of product, facial care product, is very high. And yet they are very competitive, and they are probably one of the top 5 brands in the market. So I started using the product, I got problems. So is it my face problem or the product problem? You're very rational, face, right? But if this is your face, whose problem? Product problem. So do you know why it's so difficult to become successful? We saw millions of people, right? 100,000s of people using the product has got such a fantastic result. And you are the unlucky one. Right? And you will say that the product is not good. So is it the product has got something wrong or you has got something wrong? In fact, the true fact is that if you go to doctor, right, for any advice, some doctor will ask you, do you have any allergy on certain things? Yes or no? So it's got nothing to do with my product. It's because probably, right, you got allergy to certain things. But it doesn't mean that I have such challenge, I should give up the potential of the business. Can you imagine that the split of second, right? If I thought that, no, that's just for me. See, the product doesn't work on me. Right? So it's difficult for me to build a business. Today, I will not be here. So never think that, this any successful journey will be easy. It's not easy. Right? But the thing is that you need to start, you cannot just look into the problems. You got to start to look into the opportunity behind the problem. If everyone has got good result, I don't have good result. That means it's just temporary. So as I use the product, what happened? I become more handsome. Right? If not, I cannot solve my problems at all. So new skin product, you realize that because a lot of natural ingredients, right? After I use the product, they actually throw out all the dirty ones. Faham tak? Ada orang Melayu kan? Understand? Right. So that's the reason why. Right. That's why the more you understand about it, right, don't get too emotional about a lot of setback. In fact, a lot of setback is helping you to move forward. So indeed, my experience over the last 19 years, right, I did become better, right? I think almost 50 years old. For 50 years old, still look pretty good, right? Yeah. So that was after 2 years and 3 months of hard work, building the business, very focused, right, putting a lot of actions in the business. I made the first $1 million, US dollars, and New Skin took photos by a professional photographer, right, in this one of the very, engaged by New Skin. So that was about 2003 when this photo was being taken. So that was my best version in 2003. Yeah, 9 years later, I became $20 million account members. So New Skin engaged the same professional photographer, the same one. Right, for 1 million, he took the photo, 5 million, he still take the photo, 10 million, he still 20 million, he still take photo. I noticed one thing have changed about him. He grew fatter. Older because about 12 years, right? But I realized that he was also very persistent. Right? If he used the persistencies, the kind of persistence doing New Skin, he will probably the same minimum also got 5 million, right? Yeah? But I want you to see the difference over here within a short span of 9 years. Right? Am I getting better? Yes. Definitely, right? So that is, I think the choice really matters in terms of what the career that we choose. Okay, I think the key thing is like, why? I think we have a lot of talented people here, especially in Singapore. Very competitive market, labor market, everybody is competing with talents, right? A lot of talents. But the key thing is that if you are spending time over here, like for me for the last 19 years, right? If I'm going to spend time over here, I want to make sure that why am I doing this thing? If not, it's very easy for me to give up. Right? For New Skin business to tell you the truth is very easy. But it's also not easy. You know why? Because easy thing is because it doesn't require you to have a lot of investment capital. Very easy but it's not easy also because it's very easy for you to give up because you don't lose anything. Agree? Right, so I always tell people that if you want to become successful in this business, you go to the bank and loan $1 million and give it to me. Right? And after you make successful, I'll give you back. I guarantee you 100% you sure become successful. Because it's not easy for you to give up. Agree? Right, so I think, right, the same thing when I first started, right, I quit my insurance business to come into full time. Of course, I need to do my work, right, I'm doing diligent work, right, do my homework, and why am I doing these things? So I think the 3 key reasons that actually, the 3 motives for me to act. The first one is proven. You think proven is important? You don't want to go to any territory or choice on options or profession that is not proven. Because you are the first one to become successful is very difficult. Yes or no? So for me, is that, when I get to know about this industry, right, this company has been around for 17 years. The industry has been around for 100 years. Just for some of you that probably you are ignorant, you do not know that actually the industry has been around for 100 years. It's just that Singapore government opened up this industry for about 20 years. Previously, this industry was illegal, right? It was prohibited by the government. Until year 2000 in June, the government actually enacted a new act that differentiates pyramid selling and the real legitimate direct selling business. So that's how New Skin came to the business. So when I studied the business model, I realized that, being a very normal person, right, I want something that's proven because I don't want to waste my time. You see, the problem about a lot of people is that we are given the same number of hours every day. But after some years accumulated, we have different results. Different destiny. Why? Because the time invested in the wrong places. Am I right? So I think proven is something that's very important. I want to see that people before me had already become successful. Even some people who are, more inferior than me, less, qualified than me, right? Just a very normal people. They are indeed, some people already become successful. Of course, risk-free is important because I don't have capital, right? I don't have millions of dollars to start with my business. I was just like a lot of normal people. Literally, you realize that I don't have much capital. So the only time you realize that the only thing that is risky is only time. Right? The second thing is that global. Because Singapore is a small market. Singapore has got, in those days when I first started 20 years ago, Singapore has got 2.5 million population. So if I'm the top insurance agent, if I sell to the whole Singapore, I only have 2.5 million customers. But it's impossible. But maybe CPF can. Right? Maybe government can. Right? Because all these are resources of the government. But as an individual, no matter how good you are, you realize that it's very unlikely. Even though you realize the maximum you can get is only 2.5 million. So some of the platform and the choices that you make, there's always limitation. Because of the industry limitation. Right? So for me, when I get to know about Nu Skin, I realize that even though I'm based in Singapore, but I could potentially build global business. So today, right, I'm expanding my business to more than 20 other countries. Right, amazing platform. Even today, yesterday I was there quite a little bit late. I just started a team in New York. You know, New York is 24, it's like 12 hours of different, right? So literally you realize that now they are sleeping. So yesterday, now it's coming to the month end, right? So a lot of builders are building the business, like clocking the volumes. Can you imagine that I was almost going to sleep? They're starting to wake up to clock in volumes. Amazing, right? So can you imagine that if I was still in insurance, is it possible? So is it because I grown smarter because I joined Nu Skin? Or is it because I work harder because I joined Nu Skin? No. It's because of the choice of the platform that I get in, right? So because of this platform, I got a global access. It's just like passport. Being Singaporeans, many of you got international passport. No need visa, right? But a lot of jobs, a lot of industry, there's limitation, result to you not able to get access to other market. Right? So this is one of the very key reasons why I chose Nu Skin. Not because I love to sell skincare products. Right? Third reason, residual exponential growth. Because for people who are working, literally you realize that we do not able to have pay increment every year. Agree? 10%, 20% every year over next 20 years. Possible? Not possible. Like bad times like this in terms of crisis, many times that you realize that we went out of job. We get retrenched. Agree? But if you talk about exponential, it's almost impossible for any other platform. Residual means what? If you work for a period of time, you get paid for a long period of time. Actually, very few jobs are given this kind of feature. Unless you're super talented. Like you are a famous singer. Elvis Presley. Right? You sing a song, then you record the album, right? After which you realize that even though you die, there's still royalty income. Or if you're a writer, a famous writer, if you write a book for one time, but you get paid residual income for many times. But for most of the people, you realize that we are not so talented, it's almost impossible for us to get residual income. We only can make active income. Active income means that only when we work, we got money. If you don't work, you have no money. What happened if you're sick? What happened during any times that you realize that you are not able to perform your duties, right, anymore? Right? So that's something that I realized that, wow, you know, I was young, I was 27, 28 years old. I began to think, you know why? That's why I'm very mature, right? I think until like 50 years old already. Actually, sometimes it's good that you're able to think ahead. Agree? But today I realize that many people are working too hard and just looking for the next month paycheck. And you are compromising for the long-term benefits you're going to get, right? So when I saw Nu Skin business in front of me, right, my face goya. Because of Nu Skin product, I get worse. But I look in the future is bright. Because as I build a business, right, 5 and 10 years down the road, true enough, after 20 years, 19 years in the business, right, today, even though I choose not to work, I got income coming in. So that's a powerful part about the residual feature. I don't know what are you doing right now. You've got to start to think, right? Whatever you do today, do you build a residual income? So next, I want to introduce this partner to you, right? I am a little bit different when I first started the business. Because a lot of people, they will think that MLM, I don't want. Right, no standard. Ask me to join MLM. Right, go and ask my friends, my relatives, to support me. Right? Or, you know, selling what skincare product, healthcare product. I'm a professional, I'm an accountant, I'm engineer, I'm doctor, I'm lawyer. Ask me to go and sell direct selling product doing MLM. Right? The true fact is a lot of people, they misunderstood the industry because they look at the appearance. They look at the appearance. Right? And bad thing is that you realize that because MLM industry, unfortunately, the barriers of entry is very low. When the barriers of entry is very low, sometimes a lot of people are not qualified. Right? And some speculators, when they come to the industry, they just want to make money, but they are not willing to learn and train to become good, skillful. Are you getting me right now? So that's the bad part. Right? Naturally, you realize that you'll be hearing some of the black sheep in the market. To be honest with you, all industries has got black sheep. Right? Very professional like lawyer. There are black sheep in the legal industry also. Same for medical industry, doctors also, right? You don't think the doctor very atas, because they are doctor. But many times you realize I've been telling the people they are doctor, what doctor you look up to them? MLM they look up. But the true fact is got nothing to do with the industry or profession or the job. The key thing is how do you conduct the business. Agree? Right, so it's the same thing that when I first started the new skin business, I did not think like MLM. Right, to me, is that I want to understand that how can this platform or this partner can help to realize my vision and my dreams. I wanted to become an entrepreneur. But to every one of you know that to become an entrepreneur is not easy. Right? Getting the right product to represent is also not easy. Right? And getting people to work for you is also not easy. Setting up company, like the barriers of entry, moving to a lot of other countries, regulation issues, it's really not easy. And being a young man, you realize that we do not have much resources at all. So when I get to know about this company, I got really excited. You know why? Because I look into it not just about distributorship, not just a member or agent. I'm looking into a partnership. So I want to introduce you to this partner, right? Because many people think that, oh, this is an MLM company. New Skin, I know it's an MLM company. It has got nothing to do with an MLM company. Right? But you got to know that what is the background of this partner that you have. So when I saw the credibility, credential of this partner, and they're willing to partner with me at no cost, how could I not accept it? Right? Just imagine that you realize that if you have a reliable partner or brand, right, or this famous entrepreneur, they want to partner with you. You say no, you're scared that they cheat the money. What money do you have to cheat? Got people to cheat, right? How much money do you have? Just like, Li Ka-shing asked you that, I be partner, right? We go to the business. I scared he's cheat my money. How much money do you have? Right? That's the reason why the people are not successful. They are too skeptical. Right, and they do understand that what you do due diligence. That what is the background of this company? I do not know the founders directly, but when I look at the track record, that's why proven is very important. Right, when I look at the track record first, right, they are listed in NYSE, New York Stock Exchange. Why is it important to me? Transparency. I don't know the boss directly, right, but from the numbers never lie. I want to know that a partner, right, whether they make money or don't make money, at least. Good times and bad times, I also know. Right? But bad times, you realize that you just sweep under the floor. Right? The hype, only showing me all the good things. Actually, we all know that if you are going for long term, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the road, there will be good times and bad times. You agree with me? Right? But we want to know that whether the partner is trustworthy. Agree or not? To be frank, in the early years when I first started, I looked at the financial report. The company net profit is only 6 to 7%. The payout to the partners, right, to what we call the distributors, is 43%. So for dollar revenue, that means for every dollar that being created, revenue created, 43% goes to the average of the distributors. 6 to 7% goes to the company profit. The rest, of course, you need to have cost of materials. Right? Our cost of materials are literally, when I study, you realize that for a similar range of product, the cost of material is very much one time. Right? That means double the cost of the competitor's brand. So how does it translate to a better quality of the product? Because you need to have good quality of product for you to move. Yes or no? So all this, if you are interested, you are financial guys. Because I used to be major in economics, I was a financial planner. So to me, all these numbers are very important to me. Because I'm very serious, I want to play long term, so I want to understand about these things. So when I understand this thing, I really got excited because I was thinking, right, the company have net profit of 6-7%. Who is the boss? You are the boss. So when I look at my boss, my big boss, right, he started at 25 years old, but 30 years old, all white hair. All white hair, stress, right? Right, so being a traditional business owner is not easy. So, well, most exciting thing, right? Forbes also recognizes as one of 100 most trustworthy companies. I think if you want to look for a partner, would you want to look for somebody that's trustworthy or comment? You see, most of the people fall into trap in MLM business because they got greedy. They got greed by people telling them that the plan they can make how much money. But who paid the money? Who paid the money? The company, right? So if I show you a plan that if you do this can make a lot of money, by the time you do it, I don't pay you, possible? Possible. So that's the reason why that when you heard about MLM industry, many times you heard a lot of bad names because there's no integrity from the company. They use a very attractive plan to lure you in, right? Especially a lot of money games, investment schemes, right? And preaching you about fast, quick money returns. They lure you in, right? Of course, some of the early players, you realize that they see some returns, they got excited, and they pull more people. But in the process, you realize that there's no value added in terms of services or product. So naturally, it will collapse. Right, so when I saw these things, I realized that I looked into this business very different compared to a lot of other people. I look at it as I have a lover partner, good track record, have the ability to continue to create, being innovative, create new products, which is very important. Why? Because I need to have new story to share in the market so that I can get more customers. You agree with me? So this, if you understand about this thing, this is the basic of all the foundation of business. It's just that I do away with all the traditional business risks. So some people ask me, what business are you in? I don't know about you, some of you are in the business, right, for some time. You say, I'm doing new skin, you're also right. I'm in direct selling, you're also right. I'm MLM, you're also right. I'm doing anti-aging, you're also right. Sometimes you realize it depends on people, right? People ask me, I say, I'm in outsourcing business. Say, what outsourcing business you are doing? Literally, you realize that I'm outsourcing all the conventional business risks, right? All the call centers to a third party called New Skin, right? And they outsource the sales and marketing arm to me, right? And helping I market their brands, I do some of the sales, and I get exclusive monopoly profit forever. Isn't it? I'm in the outsourcing business. Right, so whatever is new skin, it depends how you position it. But if you just position a new skin is sales, right? Then you are just a salesman. But if you look at this lover partner, it's very interesting because they can bring you to many places, right? And the last part, I think the most important thing is that every 3 days they create one new millionaire. I don't know about you, where are you right now, right? Or you're looking for someone else, or even your boss. Sometimes if you look at your boss, right? They work very hard also. Actually, there are a lot of people working very hard today. It's a very stressful working environment, right? And everybody is chasing after money. But the true fact is that if you look at your direct boss or your boss ahead, right, their lifestyle, you probably will decide your future lifestyle. Agree? So if you don't like what you are seeing, what do you need to do? Change is not good enough. Run. Right? Because change, maybe you change it only, or change the title only. Right? Move to another department, that's not good enough. Right? You have to run. Get out of the place, because otherwise your destiny will never change. Right? So, in fact, New Skin is a proven plan. Right? What I mean proven is that this is the plan whereby they created a lot of millionaires. Till today, right, we are just an MLM company from the people who are understood about us, but the true fact is that we created the most number of millionaires in cash. Now, those share options we don't mention because there are some of the IT startup, right? They also give early employees. They probably go IPO, right? They're lucky they have some share options to become multi-millionaire. But you are unlucky because you do not know Jack Ma. Right? If you go and join Alibaba now, no choice. You want to become millionaire also not. First, you want to go in also not easy. Right? Unless you create another Alibaba. Right? Well, we look at the success of all these people. The true fact is that it's not easy for you to become another Alibaba. Do you know that the success of one Alibaba, right, thousands, hundreds of thousands of companies has failed. So if you look at Jack Ma today, he's not a human being. If you look at his face clearly. Right, not ordinary. He definitely come from another planet. He looks a little bit like IT, right? At this ET, not IT, ET. Yeah, so this is a proven plan for ordinary people. Everyone we can do. Like I mentioned, I started from Singapore, right? I position myself that I want to own an MNC. My headquarters is in Singapore, right? The true fact today, if you are working for some of the big companies, many of the MNCs today, the HQ in Singapore, but they probably build business in the region, in Southeast Asia or in China or in every part of the world. So I did not position myself that I'm a new skin distributor, no, or I'm a tier 90 salesman, no, right? I want to build an MNC, leveraging on the new skin platform, right? First. And being in Singapore, you got very good tax preference also. Right, so starting from Singapore, local, but you never know who knows who. So the true fact coming from me, not only me, actually a lot of our leaders today, they have global presence. Right? So this is how I started, right? Through this plan, a proven plan, right, we built a lot of assets, like properties. And this gives a lot of renewal commission or passive income. So when people look into this circle, right, MLM, many people are skeptical. Right, depends on what you look at, how you look into it. If you look at it, it's a MLM, it's not interesting because this is not the first time you heard about it. Right? But you are able to build what you call it, the builder network, and this is stable, then this has become very interesting passive income. So according to one of the richest men, right, Warren Buffett, a wise man, he mentioned that if you don't find a way to make money while you're asleep, you will work until you die. Die already, still have to wake up to work. Because a lot of things you haven't finished paying. Right? You got to pay and pay and pay and pay, right? So that's why whatever we are doing right now, we've got to start to think, right, where are you right now? Right? I'm blessed that when I was younger, okay, I understand that I should not rush into any job because, you know, if I just rush any job to make money, it's just a temporary money. It's not because I'm very noble. It's just that I want to have a clarity that if I invested my time, given a period of time accumulated, where will I be? So I want to share this life-changing graph with you, which impact me a lot, including many of the people I share. Right? In fact, you realize that what we are pursuing today is money. When you tell people that you love money, you want to make money, a lot of people love. But they do not understand what kind of money you are making. People ask me, is there a difference between what kind of money? Ringgit or Sing dollars? No, there is a difference. Right? Whether is it a residual income, passive income, active income, there is a huge difference. We look at majority of the people, almost like 80% or 90% of people in whichever country. Right? Most people choose this path, employment. So when you're fresh from school, right, you and your friends, most of them you realize that they want to look for a job. Because the belief system is that looking for a job is security. Right? So how do you learn to be smarter and wiser? Look at the people older than you. Right? The true fact, the people who work for 30 years and 40 years down the road in your industry, right? How many of them are actually better off? The true fact is that if you are in the industry for 30 to 40 years, some industries become redundant. Gone. Right? Become replaceable. So sometimes you realize that many of them work for 20 years, from 20 years old until 40 plus. After 20 years, they got all the experiences, but they got retrenched. Why? Because their income is higher. They rather chop this person to get cheaper one, which they can employ 2 or 3 people and groom them 2 or 3 years later as good as them. Agree? So most of the people, you realize, if they choose to be employment, they are always in this cycle. In this cycle. So if you put yourself, you started from the age of, if you graduate from school, 23 or 24 years old. The retirement age in Singapore is how old? I think our PM Lee just recently announced, right? 67. 67, right? So 23 or 25, you start working. Until you retire at 67. How many years? 40 over years. Can you imagine that from primary school to secondary school, right, to pre-U until the university education, 10 over years, you are sold into a plan, 40 years plan, that goes back to 0. The only thing they accumulated is experiences that cannot monetize. And you feel so good about it. No. And last time I'm in this industry, I do what. So? Especially you realize that, right, when you take Grab or take taxi sometimes, right, the taxi driver will grumble. No, last time I don't know, I'm a GM of a factory. So? The true fact is that people don't care what you are in the past. Agree? But why are you ended up in the current situation? It's because of your past decision that you make. So many people realize that they are reluctant to change, right? Especially when I first started in the business, the same thing. I was young. I was 28 years old, right? Many of the young people over here, the same thing. Your friends, being young, you realize that they like to play. They are very playful. They like to have party, right? Friday night, you realize that they go party. Saturday, they also play, right? Then after you realize that, Sunday, also play. Until Sunday night, unhappily going back. Monday going back to work. They kind of cycle. They get used to the kind of cycle, right? And they think that they are normal. So when I started doing new skin, I realized that I'm very abnormal. Because Friday night and night I'm working. Friday I'm also working. Weekends also working. They thought I'm really hungry to make money. Actually, they don't understand that actually I'm accumulating my assets. Right? And most people, right, they are 9 to 5, they work 5 days. After that, weekends, okay, they relax. After 40 years, they goes back to 0. Do you know how many people do not know this? It's so scary. The more I share, I realize I'm doing a good favor to a lot of people. Because you know why? In the school, you never learn this. You never learn this. And you're so comfortable with your friends because all your friends are like that. Friday night, I tell you, play mahjong. Sorry, I need to do new skin. Yeah, after you join new skin, you realize you know no friends anymore. Why is it that? Because 80% or 90% of people choose to be this path. But is this the right path? Not necessary. The best one you realize that if you can stay in a company for 30 years, but some company cannot stay for 30 years. 10 years, they are gone. Right? With today's economy, you realize that the big companies, they can just go anytime. But what is the future? So if 80 to 90% of people choose this path and it's not secure, where is the future? So that's the reason why when I came out from the school, right, I never worked for people at all. Never. Many of my friends told me that you're very daring. I say, you are more daring than me. Isn't it true? You're just so daring going through 40 years. Right after that, go up to the cliff, going down. Very daring. 65, you realize that you start to look back to 0 all over again. Isn't it very daring? Right? So that's most of the people who are choosing. The second group of people, right, which is that they understand that this is not the road. They want to control their destiny. There are a group of people, you realize that self-employed people, they are very confident people, they are willing to work very hard, right? They are very skillful. And this group of people, you realize that the harder they work, the more income that they make. Property agent, insurance agent, right? Doctors, right? Some of what they call GP, right? Every day stay the clinic. Also make money, right? See one patient make a lot of money, right? 10 times, 20 times in a day. But you realize that as they stop working, they have no income. The higher their skill, the worse off. Why? Because you're not replaceable. So I was never, when I first started New Skin until today, I never envied those high-paid, self-employed people. Because one day, they are not able to perform, they have no income. Like and Dilau. Right? And all these people, you realize that they are talented in certain fields, they make a lot of money. And some of them, you realize that they make a lot of money very fast, but they don't know how to invest. And they lose the ability to perform their skills. What happened? They go bankrupt. Too many of this kind of case study. Right? Especially even in entertainment industry, the artists, famous artists, actors, actresses, after 10, 20 years, 30 years later, after they retire, they come back again. Because they miss the industry. Actually, it's not. No more money already. The only thing they can do is that they can come out and sing a little bit, get some money. Right? So self-employed people typically, you realize that make a lot of money, but also very cheap. Because you cannot duplicate yourself. Meaning you cannot leverage. Right? The third group of people, traditional businessmen, own company. Right? This group of people I always respect. Because this 10% of people create 90% of the employment. Agree? But for you to compete and become very successful over a period of time like 30 or 50 years, it's not easy. Right? If you from 20 over years old until 60 over years old, you probably need to face 3 to 4 times of economic crisis. And some business being wiped out totally in one crisis. And some of them you realize it's unforeseen. For example, in Singapore, right, in 2003, remember? SARS outbreak. Right? Because of SARS outbreak, you realize that SARS, a lot of business. Because you cannot travel. What is it going to do with your business? Alamak. Right? Just suddenly got SARS. Who knows, right? So many of the business you realize that they are doing so good at this moment of time, but they are so fragile. So scary. You know why? Because of the high overheads. The bigger you expand your business, the higher your cost enters. So it doesn't mean that you realize some business, you realize that when you open one shop, you make money. When you open 5 shops, 1 shop lose money. When you open 10 shops, you realize that 3 shops lose money. 7 shops make money. At the end, break even. Right? You open 20 shops, you realize that 5 shops lose money. 50 shops make money. At the end, you lose money. At the end of the day, is what? 做保赢啊. There are a lot of things, business around. Right? But they do not never think on what is the better solution. Right? The true fact is, right, if you position yourself for 30 to 40 years, because one year you'll get older one. Whether you're 25 or you're 35, you're 45, one day you become 65. Agree? But different choices that you make, you realize that you have different destiny. Right? If you want to go through this journey, first, you must have a strong heart. Because there are a lot of pom, pom, pom. Right? It's very noisy. In Chinese, there's this saying, so wealth does not last more than 3 generations. 1 generation is about 30 to 40 years. 3 generations times 30 over years is 100 years. That's the reason why you hardly see a lot of brands or companies that last more than 100 years. It's not because you're not capable. It's not because you're not hardworking. Because that is the cycle. That's the nature of conventional business risk, right? The last one, when I saw New Scheme, with that 6th generation 5%, I got really excited. Because I never understand that any business model, if I work hard for a period of time, I accumulate my experiences, right? I duplicate a lot of my leaders, I can start to have exponential growth. Right? I think if you study economics or maths before, or statistics, this is the infinity curve. Agree? I'll ask you one question. Out of these 4 curves, which will give you freedom? Which will give you freedom? The rest, you own a business, you own a job, but you never have freedom. Why? Why is this possible? Because you have no risk. Right? You have no risk. And as you build a business, you realize that, right, your partners with you, they are accountable for their own business. The problem about traditional businessmen, some of you do traditional business, right? The plan is not equal. It's not fair. Why? If you are an employer, if you are the boss, what will you think for your employee? Smart, right? You will think that if I have an employee, good employee means that don't take so much money. Right? Work long hours. Weekends also work for me. Right? Then no need to pay him so much. Wow, this is the best employee. Right? On the other side, what is the employee saying? Thinking of, what's a good boss to them? My boss is very good because he gives me high income. My work very senang. No need to go to work, right? 1 week only work 2-3 hours. Song, huh? You see, employer thinking like that, employee thinking like that, do you think will ever be balanced? No balance. So when two different parties working on a plan that is not equal, you cannot reach an equilibrium. So we don't have balance. But for New Skin Plan, you realize that it's different. Why? Because your partners are accountable for their own business. Are you getting me right now? The reason why you're able to have freedom is because your partners are accountable for their own business. And the more business they do, the more income they have. So this kind of win-win business model, the sustainability over a long period of time is more possible than the traditional way. So that explains why this business model is becoming more and more popular, right? Well, this is how I started, right? Enough said about the vision, right? I saw the vision, how good the potential of the business. The true fact is that you have to roll your sleeve and start to talk to people about the business and do the business. Am I right? Right? So how good that you can make millions of dollars in the future. But the true fact is that after I share with a lot of people, sharing the product of the business, and 1 month later I only get $220. See, this is a time that you realize that many people got disappointed. Alamak, right? I thought you said you can make millions of dollars. Hey, work very hard, every day talk to people, At peak you realize that, one day you realize that talk to 7 people. Right, a lot of rejections. And those days not like here, you share a product 2-3 years later you got sharing bonus. Last time you realize you got to wait long. Wait long means that you close, after the close this month, you get the commission next month, 25th. Right? Check. Still need to bank in. Someday kena Saturday and Sunday. So delay a few days. Not enough money to eat already. So if you were like me, right, you see that there's a vision, right, the potential of the business, and the first month you make $220, how many of you still stay in the business? How many of you still stay in the business? No wonder you're not successful. You know why? Because entrepreneurs never go for immediate gratification. Only salesmen. Right? Salesmen and employee and mentality always think that I do this one, I want to get how much. So forever you got trapped. And many companies, right, they give you a little bit to trap you. So they lock you up forever. Entrepreneurs, they think very differently, right? I don't mind sacrifice in the early stage. Right, not much. And some of the business, you realize that, right, traditional business, they even invest a lot of money. Even 3 years, then they break even. Some business, you realize that 5 years, and they break even. Some company like Amazon lose millions of dollars for many years. Then they start to make money. Right? In fact, a lot of the business today, they don't really make money. So for $220, can you imagine that, right? You become 20 million. That is what I mean by the power of compounding. Right? You don't make any decision based on you do this month, next month how much you make. You make a business decision based on, right? You do now, you work very hard compounding. Can it be compounding like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years later? Right? Making millions of dollars in Singapore is not difficult. It's not difficult. Right? If you're willing to work hard. But where is your next million? For traditional business, if you make the first 10 million, right? You want to make another 10 million. You have to reinvest. Yeah? So when you reinvest, what happens? There's a chances for you to lose your money again. So many of the business people that we know, right? They go to one deal, they make money. Go to the next deal, they lose money. Go to they make money again, lose money. At the end, 30 years later, 白忙一场. Goes back to square one. They will tell you a lot of stories, their experiences. Actually, we are not interested in stories and experiences. You are only interested what is the outcome. what you want to be, right? 5, 10 years. Maybe you're not so good, you're not willing to sacrifice, meaning that you're not willing to put in so much effort, but you are still able to make it. Right? That's why I always think that direction is more important than anything. This is something very interesting. From 2001 January until 2003, right? 2 years to accumulate the 1 million. From 10 million, 2010 to 2012, 10 million become 20 million. Why? Power of compounding. Time value of money. Right? So, if you want to make 1 million in 1 year and subsequently you realize in 2 years, 10 million can become 20 million. What kind of vehicle or job or business opportunity today that they're able to let you do it? It's almost impossible. So that explains why that people always ask me, why am I working so hard? Of course you work hard, because many people still do not know. You better quickly grab. There's now got grab. Last time I already know got grab already. I quickly grab a lot of talents. Because a lot of people, they do not know. So when you start on this journey, you realize that when they share about this, people will be telling you that, this one I don't want to do, this one I do. If everybody tells you the new skin I want to do, sorry, you got no chance already. Chances are, they already use the product. Or they do the business with other people already. So if you talk to 10 people or 20 people, they say they don't want, they reject, they don't like, congratulations. Because you have a chance to let them see another good side of this business. Because they don't understand. Literally, I tell you that the only reason why people don't join our business is because they don't understand. Or they're lazy. Lazy means that they are lazy to change. Like a lot of times when I share, people say, no, Rain, you say very good, but, right, there's still no action on this part. There's nothing wrong with you. It's because they are giving up their future. They're not willing to change. Right? So this is something that I find, right, not only that I can become successful, because the 6th generation 5% comp plan is given equal for every one of us. That's why I love this business model, because my success and our success can be duplicated. Right? I think this is more important. So many people ask me, right, why I left the insurance industry. Are you keen to know? Right? Because I was having good 4 years, good time, and I was so committed and focused in the business. Why am I left the business totally and committed full-time in the unknown industry with no prior success story in Singapore? That's a big courage. Right? Even though when I left, you realize that there are already a lot of successful people in the insurance industry. So literally, there are 3 things when I look into my business decision. Right? I think anything that you do, the first thing, you want to look into the potential of the industry. So if you are very skillful or very good in certain industry right now, but if there's no future, or you are being replaceable, that means you will be a sunset industry, right? So first, I think the macro direction, you must be right. Because if you spend a lot of money, 5 and 10 years later, you realize the direction has changed. So all your efforts have gone. So when I was in insurance, right, I find that in terms of industry, there's limitation. Why? Because it's highly regulated. It's financial products. Right? So every financial industry, you realize that whether in Singapore or Malaysia, right, you are regulated by the government. Agree? So in Singapore, you realize it's regulated by MAS. Malaysia is Bank Negara. Because of the industry limitation, I lose the potential of the business. People ask me why? How is it possible? For example, right? I used to join a company, have a lion logo. Right? Big companies in Singapore, more than 100 years old. Right? And this company also around in Malaysia. Okay? They are also in Indonesia. But I was the agent or financial planner with this company in Singapore, contracted over here. But I cannot recruit agent in Malaysia. I cannot recruit agent in Indonesia. Not because I'm not capable, not because I'm not professional, Not because I'm not hardworking, it's because the law, the industry does not allow me to do it. So can you imagine that how many business had I lost? I got friends and relatives in Singapore, in Malaysia. But they're hungry, they're ambitious, they want to build a business. Right? And in terms of industry limitation, sometimes you realize that being a financial product, you need to be very skillful. Qualification. In the early days when I first started insurance industry, I was very inspired by my managers. Why? Because my manager is only ITE graduate. Right? He told me that ITE stands for is the end. Gosh, gave me a lot of hope. Because I came from NUS. Right? He came from is the end. If ITE can become a group sales manager, right? I came from NUS, of course I can. And at that point of time, I was thinking, I can even do better than him. Right? But in the industry competition means that you need to qualify yourself. In the early days when they started to do the business, there's not much qualification. Maybe O-level, no requirement. They can do. But as I focus in the industry, I build a business, the qualification is getting higher and higher. And the true fact is, sometimes, not say you, sometimes those can sell very well, one cannot study. Those can study, one cannot sell. Right, those can study, pass all the tests, you realize they cannot sell, cannot perform. Those can sell very well, cannot get contracted. Fail. And you know how many talents you have in Singapore? Right, this one fail, the one fail, this one can sell, cannot contracted, right? Then you realize that I can only end up selling the product, but I cannot leverage by building the team because there are a lot of lost opportunities in terms of talent. Sometimes you are talented doesn't mean that you are educated. Right? You could be talented in different fields. Agree? Right? Probably that you are very high EQ. You are very good at people communication skill, which is very important in sales. But you cannot join. Right? There are a lot of lost opportunity because of the industry restriction and limitation. In New Skin, 18 years old, you can join. No 3 O-level. Right? Never ask you that. You want to join a member? Please see your degree. No degree. Because joining a member, anyone can do. So industry limitation will actually affect the scalability of the business. The second, product limitation. Right? When I was in the industry, basically, the product limitation means that it's not highly consumable and highly repeat sellable. No single person buy policy every month. Even though they got a lot of money. Agreed? Right? So it has got nothing to do whether you have money or you have no money. It's just that the nature of the product itself, right? The limit, the growth of the business. If you have a repeat customer, they buy 2 or 3 years, which is already considered very good. And sometimes you realize that they have no money, economic crisis, lose their job, they terminate the policies. That's one limitation, right? And the things about this product is that usually place very low priority. Big increment. Ladies, they buy a bag. Right? You tell them that this one protection for future, whichever. They don't care. That's why I would say that insurance is the toughest product for you to sell. I started off with something that's so tough. Right? And you all know that selling product, basically, if you got testimonials, if you are selling TNID, people see that you slim down, right? Wow, good, the product. This one. Once you get testimonial, you cannot sell them anymore. Satisfied customer cannot become repeat customers. In doing New Skin, you realize that from whichever product you anchor in, right? They become a satisfied customer, you get result. They can cross-sell, they buy this, they buy this. This one, you realize that it's the end. Really, it's the end. Right? Of course, we are very happy to deliver the claim now, because we feel satisfied and achievement, right? Fulfill that, our job, finally, you realize that we deliver the kind of result. But you don't want to deliver this kind of result. Right? Many times you realize that you are a satisfied customer, you are not a repeat customer. So that is a very tough limitation. That's why I always respect. I'm not trying to tear down or bring out the industry, but I always feel that this group of people are very noble. Because indeed, it's not an easy job. Right? It's not easy. There's not highly repeatable, meaning that even like I said, there's no much repeat volume. You got to constantly hunt for new blood, like Dracula. Right? When I get to know about New Skin, right, the New Skin product range, highly consumable, repeat sellable, and wide variety of 200 to 300 products. Not much education you need. For example, right, if they are not starting on T90, right, they just want to use our AB24 as a customer. Possible? Do you need to educate them how to brush your teeth? Need to create a new habit? Right? Or if they could be just using your shampoo as a replacement of brand, right? From the existing brand. It's something that you realize is very simple, right? And they love one product, they will probably use it forever. So when I make comparison, like, I don't make comparison for 1 or 2 years or 2 years, right? I make comparison in terms of accumulation for 10 or 20 years, 30 years down the road. What will happen, right? The third one, plan. What plan is that? Rewards program. Because as we promote the product is good, services is good, we want to know that what is the payoff, right? Yes or no? Right? I give you some ideas today, right? It will be very helpful in your life. Because a lot of people realize that we got stuck into a certain mindset, right? In this world, there are only 2 kinds of people. Some people ask me, what kind of people? Chinese and Indian. Because Chinese and Indians is bigger population, right? No. There are only 2 kinds of people in the world. Right? The first group of people is called builders. The second group of people is called consumers. Right? So whichever industry you're in, you're either a builder or you are consumer. Builders make money. Consumer? It's money. Oh, now you know, huh? Every time you realize that people got stuck into certain industry or job. Because I've been in the industry long enough already. People ask me, I cannot do this MLM. I cannot do this because I'm a lawyer. They got stuck, right? I cannot do this because I'm an insurance agent. Cannot. Cannot. So a lot of times you realize that we are being trained in a certain industry until we become so fearful. But in the first place, when you go back to the origin, right? Why do you choose the industry, whichever industry you are in? Because of the hope. Whatever industry you are in, you are building that industry or building that business. Am I right? Yes or no? But you could be also consumers of the product. I don't know whether you understand what I mean. But certain business, certain industry, while you are building it, the payoff is getting less and less. Or even until one day, you are replaceable by robot. Are you getting me right now? So plan. What is the significant difference? Right? Basically, you realize if the products are not highly consumable and not highly repeatable, means what? Not much active income, not much passive income. Right? Some people say that, no, not true, because I want the insurance, I got renewal commission too. Right? Actually, the renewal commission is supposed to pay you upfront. Right? They just give you installment for 5 years. Understand that? Right? So they buy the time, put the commission money into the bank, give them some interest and returns, and pay you subsequent years. Actually, you only pay for one time only. Right? Even you got renewal commission for 5 years and 10 years, you will be going up for accumulated for a period of time, it will go down to eventually zero, unless your new cases came in. If you are MBRT this year, sorry, next year goes back to zero. So you're constantly back to zero again, back to zero. So I respect people who can build a business for 20 or 30 years. It's always back to zero. New skin, basically you realize that because the product is highly consumable and repeat sellable. And the true fact is, right, you can build a team. Right, there's leverage. So you can build a leverage income. So there's a marked difference. When I compare, right, this, I don't compare 1 or 2 years again, because a lot of times, right, we look into immediate gratification. I sell one policy, I got 40%, 50%. They have the kind of short-term mentality. But they don't understand what's leverage income. Can you still sell when you're 60 years old? These 3 things fit into any industry. Right, include property agent is the same. 65 years, you still want to Bring people to see viewing. No viewing, no income. I'm not saying that all this industry to make money. I want you to understand that where will you be when you are 5 years, 10 years, when you are 50 years old, when you are 60 years old, when you are 70 years old. Are you getting me right now? That is what we call the plan limitation, right? You can be professional in whatever you choose to do because you only need to time to acquire the skills. Agree? But if you choose the wrong industry, 5 and 10 years, 20 years down the road, the direction is totally off, right? Especially young people today, right? Because the biggest asset that we have right now is time. Time, right? I'm no different compared to a lot of people, to tell you the truth. The truth is, I'm very clear on where this direction can bring me to, and I stay focused. It's not because I have no problems. I showed you my face before, right? Huge problems. Disaster. Right? But the fact is that because I know these pimples will go away one day. Yeah. Why you worry about problem for 3 months and you lose a long-term rewards? Again, right? So being short-term and long-term is very important when you look into the business. So these three things, if you just want to become a consumer, no problem. Right? You can use whatever product services, right? Insurance, property, right? All this we buy also. But if you want to build a business, you want to look into an industry, whether there are more and more people will participate. For example, new skin product. Right? We have anti-aging, also a personal care basic product, right? Aging population, is it a serious problem? Everybody knows. But some people say that, but I'm young people. Right? I'm young people, how to promote anti-aging product? I say, you stupid. Last time I was also very young, I got pimples, then I sell to women for skincare product also. Correct or not? Because you want to do something, you realize that people have stronger and stronger demand in the long term. The true fact is everywhere in the world, aging population is a serious problem. And through our product, we are a solution provider. And if we look at our product testimonials, right, through people, we can help a lot of people. So if you can see very clearly, right, we have bright future for our business. Right? Well, so that is why that people ask me that, yeah, I heard about new skin, right? Many people do new business already, right? Or many people use the product. It's already saturated in Singapore. You heard about this before? Okay. Let me ask you, how many insurance agents do you know? Compared to how many people who are doing full-time in this skin? How many property agents do you know? They compare to your friends and relatives that are doing new skin full-time. Think. Definitely, these two group of people are very much more than new skin distributors. Yes or no? Yes. One more thing. Their insurance agent and property agent have more than us, right? But their business very much are restricted in Singapore. Correct? Yes. We have less number of people building a business in Singapore, but we have the opportunity to build global. So you tell me which is a better opportunity? I don't know also. But when I do the analysis and all this comparison, I'm very clear. Right? Clear means doesn't mean that today, right, whatever you do, if you're an insurance agent, you switch here, immediately you got big result. No. Because you used to sell insurance for 5 or 10 years, right? But you switch over here, you start from zero. But give you another 5 and 10 years, what happened? You overtake. So you need to have a vision. Because the same driver, your driver, understand what I mean? But you drive on a different vehicle. First, you need to decide where is your direction, where's your goal. Second, if you know where is it the goal, right? How do you go faster? You need to decide which vehicle. If you're a good driver, right? But you take a bicycle. 大材小用. Understand what I mean? That's the reason why that your results are not significant, right? So, I want to justify why I say my success can be duplicated. Some people say that, Rain, you are good. You know, well, what? Of course, now I'm good. I do for 19 years. How can we not good? Right? You need to think of when I first started. When I'm not good. Right? I'm just a normal person. Anything they will do for 19 years, of course, you're damn bloody good. Right? So it's the same thing, you realize that, but can I be duplicated? If only one person becomes successful, no big deal. But through the last 19 years, in many countries, we duplicate so many $1 million Circle One members. Right? This is our transformation. Angela used to be a conventional businesswoman. When I talked to her about New Skin, she told me one weird thing. Okay. See that? You tell me about MLM. I show you any conventional businessman that make millions of dollars, stay in big house, and drive good car. You show me any people who are doing MLM, right? Make millions of dollars, drive big cars, and stay in big house. I say now don't have. But next time we'll have. You see, how can you compare with a 50 years old successful man and a newborn baby is just 1 month old? It's not, basis of comparison is not fair. Am I right? You want to wait for this baby to grow to 21 years old. Then this 21 years old can beat the 50 years old. That's what I mean by you want to judge a business opportunity by their potential. Right? So, this is my colleague Ongyi. I think some of you met Ongyi, right? I think Ongyi shared in the VC a couple of 2 weeks ago. Brilliant guy from RI. Right? If I'm going to partner with him in a business, I think he will want to become my partner. Because he's more capable than me. Right? And highly qualified. He was my colleague. His sales is doing better. His personal sales is better than me. Right? By introducing New Skin, the profit sharing plan, he see the vision, we work together. Today is also a $10 million account member. Isn't it good? Lillian, right? Lillian is Ongyi's insurance client. So lucky in the name list also. Right? Of course, Lillian, everyone we know, Lillian also today is in the house, right? She's a sales director. Very good, you know. Also, you know, very promising as a young lady, 20 years old, already regional sales director. But through different platforms, we realize that it's totally transformed kind of lifestyle. Chua, right, and Emily. Chua used to be a listed company director. I think 2 or 3 listed company in Malaysia, independent directors. Very serious person, boy, because he's an accountant. Right, first time you meet him, you will get scared off because he's very serious. Because being an accountant and auditor, they need to be accountable. They're very serious with everything details. You understand what I mean? So that's the nature of it. But today you realize that Chua has become, you know, more humorous, right, and more fun. But if he's still an old accountant, I tell you today, old accountant, you know how old accountant look? Sorry, there are some accountants over here. So he's a transformed person, right? Totally transformed. Okay, Emily started the business first, in fact, you know, get to know first. Okay, Nicholas. You look at the cuckoo face. Nicholas today is our Nansen. Right? Actually, Nicholas is older than me. Nicholas is 50 years old. 看不出哦. That's why in New Skin you realize that don't anyhow ask people's age. 你都会吓了一跳. Right? If he was an accountant, right? He's an accountant. So you realize that if we continue for 10 years, old accountant look. Fast forward, you can see one. Can imagine, right? But because of New Skin, become like that. So how he came into business? Because the wife, Go Hong, right, is a best friend with Emily. Right? And that's how you realize that business are being developed. It's so simple. Sometimes people say that, I don't want to take advantage of my friends and relatives. Actually, lucky they take advantage. Some people, a lot of times, they're very kekang. They thought that I want to do business means what? I don't want to depend on people. Please, on the first day you open a shop, you need to depend on a renovation contractor. Because we are expanding our training center, for some of you know, right? We're going to push this in, and we have another room for the other side, another unit. So we just engage a renovation contractor for the new place. So I realized that in any business that you do, right, you need help from other people. Only the young people, right, too ego, and thinking that I don't need anyone. No need anyone, you do what business? You start a company, right? You start a shop, you need a renovation, you spend money, and yet you don't need other people's help. Sometimes you spend money already, you realize that they didn't do a good job yet. Yes, no, you know, so difficult. This one you realize that so easy. Lillian, I think if I'm not wrong, Lillian go to Chua's house, right? Drink the coffee or tea from the house, right? Don't have to spend money. Right? 10 years later, you have $10 million. You do one. You want to spend millions of dollars to do renovation. Right? 2 months later, 3 years later, they close down. Look at all shopping centers are like that. Right? So this is Nicholas and Gunn. Yap. Right? Yap is the brother-in-law of Chua. So now you see the jigsaw puzzle, all the connection, right? The spider web you see already. Can you imagine that, right? Because of all these things, you can be a huge business empire. It's such a simple business. It's just that people like to complicate it. Right? It's very simple because you never know who knows who, right? And today, of course, also become $5 million. Right? Henry, also from insurance. We get to know each other in the insurance industry. He's also a top achiever. Right? Top sales in the previous company. Become a $5 million today. And of course, Pauline. Pauline was ex-Air Force officer. Actually, there are a lot of regular. So he used to be a regular, right? After which you realize that he became an insurance agent. Usually a lot of regular came out, sometimes they become an insurance agent or property agent. Because last time there's no new skin. So he was one of the few that see the vision. And today, they build a very big team in China, especially in Fujian province. Right? And there are many of the new $1 million circle members will be coming up for the next couple of years. And Selenium, I think you've seen her very often, right? Selenium basically is just a piano teacher. Look at her cuckoo face. Selenium was also 50 years old already this year. Right? Can you imagine if you look at the people around us, if they're not doing new skin, they're 50 years old, what kind of look they are? And what kind of lifestyle? Amazing transformation, right? Jing Yan and the husband. So Jing Yan used to be own this shop. This is a shop. Right? Selling the hamburger, the Chinese. She came from Xi'an, China. Right? In Xi'an, China, the Shanxi, they have this 肉夹馍. So it's like a China hamburger. So she's doing very well in her own business, right? Being in the kind of business with this kind of lifestyle. Today, right, they're also one of the very promising leaders in China, also $5 million Sequoia members. And totally, I realized that the life is transformed. The son is now studying in UK. Right, very tall guy now, is almost 190. I don't think that if they are still in that business, they can able to groom the son to become like that today. One of the top students right now. Right, great transformation. Okay, Yang Liuqing, right, is this officer, is a special officer. His story also very inspiring for new skin business. He started new skin, right? When he first started this, he saw the new skin future. There's only skincare product when he first started, no healthcare. So he worked very hard because he see the future. After 1 year, he got collapsed. He would actually collapse on the stage, right? Not because new skin product, He collapsed because at the time there's no healthcare, but he worked very hard from a previous industry, right? So he collapsed. Richly, he realized that he's not able to work. But when he woke up, he became $1 million Sequoia members. But he woke up, he cannot walk. Now he can walk, become $5 million Sequoia members. How good, right? Can you imagine that in life? In life, there are so many accidents could have happened to us. Agreed? Yes or no? But many of the accidents that happen to you, your career is gone. Don't talk about passive income. Agree? Right? And sometimes you realize that, right, you are being in a position in the company, you realize that everybody look up to you. Once you leave the position, sorry, you got nothing. But with the new skin platform, you realize that because of the residual feature, you work hard for a period of time, right? And thankful that subsequent years, because new skin introduced a lot of good health supplement, now he's also recovering, right? And now, he can at least not only walk, he can talk already. And married a wife, because he used to be a divorcee. Right? If you are bedridden, no money, cannot talk, got your wife or not? No money some more. No chance at all. Right? That's a true fact. Life transforming story. Gavin and Doris, one of the best looking couple, right? In ST, right? Of course, Gavin used to be a regional finance manager, right? And Doris, right? She was just a clerk. a Malaysian working in Singapore, like a lot of Malaysians working in Singapore, probably sometimes you realize that you have to go back every day. Agree? Look at the gem today, or every day. So you could be earning higher Singapore dollars, but you are compromising for lower lifestyle, right? Well, Kim Seong, like Kim Seong and Feng Yi, right? They were engineers, same, staying in JP, right? Work in Singapore. There are many these kind of people around, and they were actually professionals, high income. But then you realize that with the gem, you realize that he shared that he need to wake up like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And with his work commitment, sometimes you realize that he goes back like 11. So many people, you realize that they just want to have this kind of income, high income in Singapore, but they are compromising in terms of the social lifestyle, right? And Go and Li Ting, right? Same. Go is also this accountant, and Li Ting is an administrator, right? In fact, after a few months, they go to a new skin business. Li Ting got retrenched, and she realized that she got pregnant also. Right, with new skin business, you realize that, wow, it became a blessing. Today, they're also one of the $1 million Saigon members. Right, and of course, Li Ting introduced a sister. Right, Berlin. Berlin used to be a financial planner. And of course, they also become $1 million Saigon members. Kim is a very interesting $1 million Saigon member because according to her, she don't have friends. Okay, she don't have friends. She only know numbers. She only deal with numbers because accountant ma. Right? Can you imagine that many people think that if you want to do new skin, you need to have a lot of friends? I can tell you that not true. Actually, I have a lot of friends, but none of them join me. Yeah. Many of them still not using my product. I tell them about this thing. Yeah. I say one day you go and die. Joking. I'm not so mean. Because now I don't need their business anymore. Anyway, to be honest. Right, when I need the business the most, they're not supporting me. So I also remember them. Actually, to be honest with you, right, you don't need people to support you. You just need to train yourself to be professional. Right? If you are professional, you realize that you have business. So Siki, you realize that proven through the ST training, right, she become a qualified professional network marketer. Today she's even though she didn't have friends, she become a $1 million Saigon members. Right, Derek? I think Derek spoke last week, right? He used to be working in the Fortune 500 companies, right? Regional marketing role. I think very good perks as a corporate guy, right? But the thing is that through the transformation, I can see that he's a much happier person. Right, he shared a lot in ST in Singapore, right, and also in the region. But I know that he's more fulfilling in this journey of new skin. Right? Guo Tangping used to be a waitress, not educated in Shenzhen. So because of being a waitress in a restaurant, she worked very hard, she acquired some experiences, becoming ambitious, want to become a business owner. So one of the customers saw her that she's very hardworking, so roped her in to become a partner. They started a restaurant. So what happened? SARS. Gone. So bankrupt. Right, so the upline introduced to her about new skin business. No money, bankrupt, how to do new skin. As long as you want it, right? This is probably the only vehicle that can turn you around. So today, she's also one of the $1 million, and she's one of the fastest growing leader, for the past few years in China. Can you imagine that a waitress have no qualification? Right? In fact, I can tell you that I think the other opportunity is not easy for them. Xiong and Lina, right? They just graduated from New Skin. They graduated from university. Then they join New Skin. Right? So, actually, I find that they are very lucky. They are very lucky. Because sometimes you realize that it's not easy for you. Right? For young graduates, a lot of times, you think that you have a lot of choices. Right? And many of our friends actually went for employment. Right? Sometimes you realize that you find that you have no gang, right? You become alone. Odd one out among your friends. But they took the courage. Today they are becoming one of the youngest millionaires in Southeast Asia. Okay? I think Gong Shen, right? Gong Shen and Ming Fang, they were also young. Gong Shen is today, I think, here. Right? So Gong Shen used to not able to speak. Every time he speaks, stammer or stutter. Today I tell you, Concern speak, everybody listen. Because he's so humorous, right? Do you know, right, one of the top network marketer in the world, right, from different company, of course, older company, right? In fact, he also like Concern. Every time speak, right, cannot speak. So the prospect, right, cannot tahan. You don't speak lah, I go and see myself lah. So at the end, everybody join. You see, you like that also can do the business. I can speak better than you. Of course, I can join the business. So sometimes in our business, very interesting. Your handicap, your disadvantage become your advantages. To be honest, in other career or other job, you don't have such opportunity. Right? Pao Yen and Alan are both from financial industry, very active in our Singapore market, right? So they are wealth planner and a private banker. So everyone, different walks of life. Ichiro, I think Ichiro was here 2 days ago, right? World champion dancer. He's also not educated. Did he speak English or Chinese? Chinese, Wow, last time he realized he only can speak Hokkien. Because he's from Penang. You know Penang speak Hokkien, right? He cannot speak Mandarin also. English, lagi teruk. Right, then after go to KL, he learned one new language, Cantonese. Because KL people speak Cantonese, right? But through New Skin, he realized that totally transformed. Today he can speak English. Right? He can speak almost like what I look at him is like really a transformed person. It's not just about the money he makes. And he's not really an educated person. But he's a very driven person. Right? And Li Hui, right? Li Hui came from, you know, in China, some of you, if you're in China, right, he came from this Qinghai province. Wow, some people say, where? Right? Qinghai is one of the poorest, you know, Tibet, right, near the Tibet. So Tibet is the poorest province. After that, followed by Qinghai. Right? After that, followed by Ningxia. So these are the top, bottom 3 GDP. That means it's the poorest lah. She is just a manicurist. Look at her. If she can do it, can you do it? You're staying in one of the richest country in the world, you know. Right? Her town is like, you know, people think that China is very big. Sorry, so China is very big, right? But her town is only like 10,000 people only. Her town. I mean, China, we talk about billions of people, right? And of course, it's very far. From one place to another place, it's very, very far. And China is very rich today, but she's coming from a very poor city to start with. So everybody can make it if you really want it, right? Henny, Ibu Henny. I think some of you are building Indonesian market, right? You know her. She's a very successful businesswoman. To be honest, right? If I'm doing insurance agent, if I'm doing insurance, she can only become my customer. I was never able to recruit this kind of successful businesswoman to become an agent. Agree? Right? Through the New Skin platform, through our product, right, transformation, she get to know about our business model, right? She got attracted. In fact, today, she still have her own traditional business because it's very big. Too big to close down. Right? But of course, she commit more time in New Skin. Sometimes I was also very touched and asked her, why are you doing this thing? And most of the time, I'm actually spending on New Skin. You see, so he shared with me something that's very interesting, which I think that many of us, we want to become successful. But we do not know that those people already become successful what they think. Right? So she shared with me that, in fact, in her platform, in her business, it's difficult to give all these employees opportunity. As much as she want to help people, she cannot keep on expanding and recruit, right, a lot of employees. You understand what I mean? Right? But through this platform, she can give this kind of opportunity to help a lot of people to gain financial freedom. Interesting, isn't it? For us, we were just thinking that, we just want to make the money through the New Skin platform. But the successful people think about, right, if I become successful, can I extend my help, right, to other people to gain financial independence? Because sometimes your platform is too limited. As much as you want to help people, you realize that you can't help them. But you know that through the New Skin platform, she can help millions, right? Literally, Indonesia has got about 300 million population. It will be a serious problem. You realize that if people are out of job, have no income, it becomes a social problem. But through New Skin, you realize that it can even help to change a country. Right, beautiful. And Indonesia today is one of the fastest growing market, right, in the whole world. Sun Chen, right, and Yiling, right, they're also very young. Actually, literally, I think they're fresh from school, work for a few months, get to know about new skin, they turn full time. Big courage, right? And they also become one of the youngest, I think probably the youngest $1 million Circle members. Right, in fact, today in the house, we have so many $1 million here. We have Thomas, right? We have Dion, a lot of people are out here, even with there's Felix, is one of the newly crowned $1 million Circle members. Right, so many, right? In fact, here, inside, I think it's a few $100 million US worth of wealth. Right, just within small room. So you better get close to them. At least you put a little bit, spill over, spill a little bit. So why is it possible? Why? Right, people talk about MLM no standard. Right, the difference between us and people who are doing MLM. Literally, we go good because of the system that we have. Because if you understand about business, right, just based on the charisma and hard work, you cannot last. You need to have a system, right? In STWW, we realized that we structured our business, right? We have a training program, very professional, right? In fact, you realize that we call this training program, we built as a brand called Success Together University. Just like a structured university program, but you don't have to go through like primary school, secondary school, like 10 or 15 years. After that, you come out, you cannot find a job. Actually, most of the things that you study, no use one. Yeah. I think most of you study primary school, right? Secondary school, right? Some of you go to U, right? Some of you PhD, right? Lagi jalan. Because once you go PhD, permanent head damage. The tau kat pai liao, you know? Because when you go to that stage, you're already gonna brainwash already. Then you tell yourself that I'm so highly qualified academically, why should I do this thing? You die. That explains why a lot of people you realize that academically too qualified, they end up in their life. First, they're not so happy. Second, they lose a lot of opportunities because they look up themselves too high. Actually, academically, you have got a title only proof that you can study very well. That's all. Or probably you realize that you can memorize very well. That's all. But you lack a lot of social skills that make you able to survive and prosper in the marketplace. Right? In STU, what we do is that not just about the skill set, the right mindset. Right? All these are very important for you to be equipped to survive, not only survive, to prosper in the market. So we have comprehensive tools. We have all the meetings here, right, in SGMY. And you see so many activities. You all know, right? Any business they do, activities equals to results. Correct? If you open the factories, there's no activities, what happened? No production. Wow, very beautiful factory, very beautiful, renovate, sui. No activities. No production. Right? No output, of course, no income. Right? That's why if you are in business, right, when I show you this timetable, you know that we are serious in the business. No joke. Some people say, yo, so many meetings. You are also right. If no meeting, you don't meet people, right? You are not being trained, how can you become a professional? You 骗家, you want to pay millions of dollars? Cannot. So that's the reason why that people do not look up this industry is because you need not position yourself as a professional. Right? So if you look at, this is China, every day morning, 8 o'clock. If you like, you can plug in also because it's worldwide. We only rest on first 5 days of Chinese New Year. So we operate 360 days. Okay, whatever business you are doing right now, you tell me any business support system, they can do this? No joke. It's really no joke. You know how much resources are putting in to organize all these things? And you get access for free. So how can you not become successful in building your own global business? I don't understand why you can't. The only thing that why you can't become successful is because you never use it. You're given WeChat, you're given WhatsApp, but you never use it. Right? Because all these are free, right? We never use it. Because if you don't want to use it, you can communicate effectively. So all these are provided, right? And we have business tools. Right? Some of the times you realize that there's no meeting, you can listen to the recording of many of our successful leaders sharing on their experiences, be it product or business support. Hey, come on, if you are building your own business, nobody is so generous and teaching you one. Correct or not? Trade secret. Trade secret. Everybody is hiding. Because why? In the conventional business, right? I win, you lose. It's a zero-sum game. You understand what I mean? Stock market is a zero-sum game. For you to win, someone have to lose. But in our business model, in order for you to become successful, you need to help more people become brand red. Only they become successful, then you are able to become successful. Actually, when you start to understand our business model, you will only not change your wealth. You will change your total perspective about life. You know why? Because in whatever things that we do, from young, our education, the society, call it whichever model, curriculum, education, they teach us to be selfish. Because there's only one number one. Correct? If you want to get rid of the number one, then you can become number one, right? So everybody is selfish one. Because that is how the rules of the game. Agree? Right? We tend not to share. But as a human being, if you think about it, is it a good behavior? Actually, we all know it, but I cannot share. Well, how can I share? I share already, right? I lose the opportunity already. So, men, right, they tend to be, whatever we do today, we tend to be more close up. Right? We tend not so open. We tend not to share. And this is definitely not healthy. But through this business model, you realize what is interesting. The more you share, the more you have. So it backs to the humility. Right? The human being, a real human being. Right? If you're not happy, so you see sometimes when you attend our convention, some people they share and they cry. Right? If you sit in the board of directors meeting, you cry, you see? Yeah, some of you I know, right? You're probably in a corporate, you're in the board of directors meeting, how come you're not doing well? People laugh at you. But you are a human being. Isn't it very common that if you want to laugh, you laugh lah. Laugh. See, laugh also cannot laugh already nowadays. Right, cry also don't know how to cry. Not normal. So that how from this business, right, you realize that it goes back to become a human being. Right? Otherwise you realize that we are just robot lah. We're putting on a different cap when they go to work. Sometimes you got confused. Which role I play? But in New Skin, right, you just need to be yourself. But why now? Crisis. I joined in year 2000, December. If you were born, when was the time? Crisis. .com bubble. Were you born? Some of you not lah. Some of you only 5 years old. Don't know what's happening. It's massive retrenchment. Right? Massive retrenchment. In fact, a lot of people at the time, right, look into opportunity, including myself. We were more open, right? I know that even Pauline is not here. Pauline's introducer upline, right? Both of them are in corporate. Two of them couple, right, buy property, second property or something. Both of them got retrenched. Will it be very stressful? Of course, right? So if we look at the situation today, and crisis happen every 5 or 10 years. Every 5 and 10 years. But during crisis time, people are more open. Right? This news, I realize that is today, almost every day is news, right? All the bad news. Whether it's banking, right, or whichever, GNC, retail, banks, right? DFS is a recent one. So every time you go to airport, if you travel, right, you buy something from DFS, right? We thought they're doing very well, right? Shocking. When they're doing very well, I give you higher rental. This is how you realize that you're being squeezed. Sometimes you realize that the business is very good, doesn't mean you're making money. Yeah. So this is the setting about Forever 21. Right, I got a friend that doing fashion, right? Doing fashion. As a peak, she's opened about 5 to 6 shops. So I mentioned to her, say, Forever 21 in their trade, right, used to be big boy. I say, what's a big boy? I don't know, right? Because I don't even go to the shop before. But they say, according to her, right, they used to be big boy in that trade. Again, you realize that, right, even though you used to be a big boy, it's not easy for you to sustain a business. Right? But for our business model, very simple. Some people say that, I have no selling experience. I quote you a lot of people, right? Accountant, they have no sales experience before. Right? Some of them successful, some of them, right, they came in because they're bankrupt. All kinds of people. Why is it that they become successful? Because we have a proven model. Right? We call it 1, 2, 3 business duplication model. First, you start from yourself. I think some of you started on TNIT, right? Or whichever H-Log product. Right? First step, I think the most important thing is that because we're in anti-aging business, right? Renovate yourself. You spend 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, renovate your shop, but never in your life you renovate yourself. Some more you say 2,000 very expensive. Funny, right, people? Right, especially men. Right, don't tell me about all these things. But they see the cars, wow, they buy the hi-fi, 20,000. Buy a car, they polish the car, kilat. But they never take care of this vehicle. This vehicle is going to last you 60, 70, 80, right? If you protect well, maybe 100 years. But the car only 10 years. Every day sayang saja. Gila kah? Aduh. What's wrong? This one, you never maintain. Never even maintain, right? Sometimes you say, wash face for what? Wash car for what? You see, sometimes we really got the priorities wrong, right? You are what you eat. Correct? You are what you eat. What do you eat? Some people say that your product is not cheap. We are not selling cheap products. We're selling value for money products. Because cheap product doesn't mean it's good. No cheap product is good. You understand that? If you sell cheap product, right, the volume also cheap. The key thing is that your product has got value or not. Right? In fact, you realize that we are not first day in business. We are 35 years in the business. In Singapore, we are 19 years. Some people tell me that new skin I heard before. So you heard about what? Rainho. Rainho is my friend. After you become famous, everybody is your friend. Last time when I tell them about new skin, everybody run away. Now, I'm not saying that when they talk about new skin, people know lah, right? Because it's quite famous. Yes or no? Then there's a perception that people always think, new skin is saturated. Come on lah, you heard about iPhone? Heard about Apple? Yes. Of course we heard about, right? You heard about BMW? Yes. Mercedes? Yes. You heard about the brand is normal because we are popular. Not a popular brand here, we are just popular. But had you ever made money from this brand? Remember I told you there are two types of people? Consumer and builders. If they know about the brand, probably they are just consumers. They are popular. That shows that we have credibility. Right? Rather than you heard about a brand, never heard before one, and you're the first one to try. They want scared lah. Right? Unless you got no cure already lah, just try anyhow, try, right? But normal people won't try like that. We are trustworthy brand. We are here in ST, we teach you how to make money from the brand in a very simple way. Right? So first step, renovate yourself. Why? Because you need to look at least okay lah. Right? You need to see some transformation. Why? It's easier for you to promote a business. We do anything to help us to better promote our business. Right? And honestly, you realize that it's not really that expensive lah. Right? So about time for you to renovate your Lamborghini. Your Lamborghini, put in the car park, put in the car park, right? Then you realize already dusty. Right? Never polish them. Never give vitamins. Of course, you realize Lamborghini also seko. No, last time I bought a Porsche because I want to give incentive to my I don't know how to drive. So I put in my condo. 6 months, never drive. Open up, wow, seko, you know. Alamak. Really, right? It's about time. If the car can seko, can you imagine the body? All seko already. You really need to age law. Right, so the best investment is invest in your... Don't invest in a renovation contractor. Right, invest in yourself. Second step, right, if the product is good, you realize that. Right, you will show benefits, definitely. And new skin product, you know, as long as you use, you dare use. Chinese call 敢用. Right, sure can see the result. Introduce it to people. Sometimes people ask you, what you use? Right? So introduce 2 people. Third step, introduce 2 people. Total 5 people. Right? You become brand rep. So our objective of becoming brand rep is to have to make at least 5,000 income. Sing dollars. Right? In Singapore, Malaysia, you realize that it's about 10,000 ringgit. Why? Because we believe that with that kind of income, right, we are able, in Singapore context, right, we are able to survive. Right? Of course, you can move on to the next step, right? What is more interesting in our comp plan is the leverage income. Is this 6th generation 5%? Some people tell me that when I saw this one, I don't like. You don't like? This money you don't like? Right? Mention about the plan. I mentioned about just now the insurance, the limitation, because insurance is 3 tier. Right? Manager, supervisor, agent. 3 tier means that less leverage. New skin pay up to 6th generation of your leadership. You see the difference over here? And it's borderless. That means that it can come from any country. For example, you start from Singapore here, right? Then you started with a leader in Malaysia. This Malaysia can go to Korea. Korea can go to Japan. Like that also can. You know, first time I hear this one, well, like, it's like, you know, suddenly your mind is like, cannot imagine. It sounds too good to be true. But I want to tell you, it's true. Don't tell other people, it's true. Really secret, you know. Right, so some of you started to expand overseas, right? You'll be very excited. First time you see, wow, got this country commission come. So excited. Right, so there's nothing wrong when you tell people about this multi-level. There's nothing wrong. It's just how we reward the performers. Right, sorry, we are not lazy plan. That means you don't do anything, sorry, you got nothing. Right, because there are some plan you realize that you don't do anything. Right, you come in, quickly come in, then you grab 2 people, then you sit down there and wait until the durian comes out. New skin is a work plan for a period of time. Right? But if you look at 5, if you starting with 1, 2, 3, 5, 25, 1, 2, 5, 6, 2, 5, 3,125, theoretically, right, by perfect duplication, you have about 20,000 outlets. 20,000 Forever 21. Starbucks, right? KFC. And every 1 outlet gives you 5% royalty bonus. Is it lucrative? Of course lah. But if you got 20 outlets, everyone kosong volume, is it lucrative? No. So in ST, right, what we did is that we trained the brand rep, right, to be good enough to perform. This is how you are being rewarded. Right? If you got 20,000 outlets, everyone you make $150, how much you make per month? 3 million US dollar per month. I think yesterday or this morning on Facebook, I saw some posting saying that Singapore Prime Minister yearly income 1.5 million. So high. You know how much work you need to do now? So easy. I don't know about you, right? If you are building a small team or you are building a company, right? 1.5 million in a year is not a lot, Yes or no? Right? And he could do so many things that now I'm presenting you a plan, potentially you can make 3 million US dollar per month. You don't believe. So what handicap us? Our dreams. Sorry, this plan has been around for 35 years. Not like a lot of American companies, they start a plan, they tell you, that, okay, you make ready, sorry, I don't want to give ready. Actually, a lot of those American companies, po chao one. Po chao, you know what is po chao? That means you do it, they don't give you one. This has been proven over the last 35 years, right? Will you be able to make it? Depends. How hard you work. If you never make it, of course you cannot get out. Right? You never make it, you still want to have the income, cannot be one. But what I'm going to try to tell you is that the potential is unlimited. Until today, if I want to build a business, which I just started my US business, after 35 years, when people think that 35 years they have started, isn't it saturated already? No. There's still new breed of people, right, coming up in the marketplace, looking for opportunity, looking for aging population, aging solutions. So last but not least, right, I want to share something with you. Whether you will reach a saturation. Saturation is a myth. Christianity has been spreading for 2,000 years. Saturated yet? It's based on whether you believe or not, right? Buddhism is 5,000 years. So as long as, right, first, if there are still people looking for opportunity to make extra money, we are here to stay. First. The second, as long as still people looking for beauty solution, to look good, become younger, we are here to stay because of age lock. Right? And as long as people, right, 5, 10 or 100,000 down the road, right, there are still people looking for health solution to become healthier, right, to swim out effectively, we are here to stay. Right? If the above 3 things are valid, right, they're still around, forever, we will never get saturated. This is just a matter of time. The true fact is, many people haven't reached that. They already retire. Why? Because their dreams limit their income. This one has no limit. It's the dreams that limit their income. One day you realize that you will never get expired. Never that one day you realize that like other business that there's already a bottleneck which you cannot expand anymore. But in New Skin you realize that as long as 60 years old you still want to do, you continue to do. And not one-time income. You are building a legacy income. Meaning, if this generation cannot complete 20,000 outlets, you transfer to your son. Your son continue to expand the business. They continue to collect the money. You tell me what kind of business like that? If you are a CEO of a company, right? If your son turning 21 years old, you want to transfer to him, also not easy. Agree? Maybe he's your son, right? He owns all the company, but he's not capable enough. He will lose the business. But in this business, you realize that easily what you need to do is you just transfer this account, right? In fact, you can incorporate it. After your income is getting bigger, right? What you can do is that you can use the company to join as a distributor. Are you getting me? So it's a B2B relationship. It's a business. And you can pass it on to anyone as a gift. Or you want to build it as a legacy. Interesting, isn't it? Right? You think about it that whatever you do today, is it possible? I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. So this is something that I think personally is very interesting. We are building a legacy for generation. I personally witnessed myself, right, in US, in Japan, in many of the more mature markets, whereby the second generation of leaders taking over the business of their parents and continue to build in that position, not back to zero. So that's what I mean by accumulation, right? So you got to think about really building a legacy for your family if you are already building massive income for yourself, right? Last but not least, I want to invite you to our global convention, which is this coming in November, because I know some of you may not be able to travel to the US to attend our global convention, New Skin Convention. But in November, right, we are hosting our own convention in Kuala Lumpur, which is very near. Right? I think for most of you in the region, right, you should come to see for yourself. Right? For many of you, I meet for the first time, we are strangers. Agree? Right? When you were young, your parents tell you that don't believe in strangers. So I'm a stranger to you, so don't totally believe in me. Okay? But you got to believe in yourself. Right? Go there and experience and see it for yourself, feel it for yourself, because all these are real people. Right? And you are not here to go and clap for other people who are very good, right? Only you go there and see, right, for yourself, who are the people involved in the business. Right? And of course, you can use your wisdom and feeling to feel, right, where your future will be. It's only 3 days, 2 nights, right? You know, talk to the friends that bring over here and commit yourself for this time. It's really worth the money. Right? For you to witness, it's really a global event. We're putting out almost like 10,000 people. Yeah. So a lot of success stories from different countries, right? Right? And I think the most important thing is that what we want is hope, it's not ability. Because all the skills can be acquired. I repeat again. Right? All the skills can be acquired. As long as someone has done it before, we can copycat. Agree? Right? But the thing is that you want to be sure, right, is this something for you for long term? Okay, so last but not least, right, I wish every one of you here, right, I spent almost like 2 hours over here. Because I don't know when's the next time I'm going to share with you. I just hope that every one of you can get really the insight, because this is so important at this critical time, right, crisis time. Because I came from the last crisis. I know many people today are looking for solution, opportunity. Right? I made a decision like 19 years ago. And subsequent crisis, I become a beneficiary, not a victim anymore. Right? I believe that many of you the same thing, right? Make a decision today, start yourself, renovating yourself, and I see you for the next convention. Okay, with that, I want to close my sharing for today. Thank you for your time.